Hey, what's up guys? Little man with a big opinion here. In today's video, I'm going to go over my $100 a month prepping budget. I create a list and I organize it by priority. Sometimes I will do it by, if something's on sale. I tend to try to wait until about the midpoint of the month. Doing that also just helps in case any other issues come up, because I'm paid closer to the end of the month, once a month as a teacher, and so I don't want to, purchase all my prepping stuff on the first, and then we get closer to payday and, I run into any issues. I think setting a budget as a prepper is super important. That way you don't, uh, put yourself into serious debt, or you don't pay off, or you don't pay all your bills for the month. For this video, I purchased 3 things. I haven't quite spent the $100. I still have $17 left within the budget. So the items I'm going to show you, I've spent $83 on, and in today's economy, it's definitely a light load. So the first thing I purchased is I got another Sawyer Mini. I think they're super important to have. So important, in fact, here's my second one, and I have a third one in the kitchen. That's their gravity feeder type. That way you can fill up the bag with the water and it gravity feeds down. And this one is designed to screw on top of a water bottle or the 16-ounce pouch that it comes with. And this one is made to connect to a Camelback. That way, this goes on your, on your tube, and you can run it that way. So I like having the several options for that as well. The next thing I purchased, it was off Facebook Marketplace. I got it for much cheaper than buying it brand new, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it because I only had one from before. But I got a 25-pound dumbbell. I spent $15 on it, which today you're typically going to spend about 75 cents to $1 per pound. So I think I got that for a pretty good price. I think fitness is one of the more important aspects of prepping, that people talk about it, but there's not much doing it, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of prepping videos where they mostly focus on the funner parts of it, dealing with the firearms and stuff. I know City Prepping, I watched his most recent video talking about the fitness aspects of prepping, and he put a lot of effort into that, and I think it's super important. You don't need to spend money on weights. I think you can get yourself extremely physically fit doing body weight and cardio, but incorporating dumbbells and other exercise equipment definitely adds more variety, so you don't seem like you're just doing the same thing day in and day out. On a simple level, if you, I'd say, run 1 to 2 times a week, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, then you're covering most of what you need to do. And just around your house, you could probably come up with other movements that could help you out. Adding weights to that definitely helps out. The last purchase, not all of this was purchased for this video, or for this month, but this is definitely the fun part of prepping. I got 2 Magpul magazines. I was able to get them for $13.99, and I was able to get the 5.56 green tips. I only bought 2 boxes, but the local gun store, they got a crate of it, and they were selling it for $9.99, which the same ammo at Academy, all of their 223 and 5.56, outside of the like super specialty stuff, all of it was $11.99. So, I don't know if they were, making very much off of it, or if they were just selling it at cost. But the 2 boxes meant that I now got to the point where I had 3 boxes because I had purchased one. I don't even remember at this point. So, two new mags have gotten loaded, and that's pretty standard. I would say for your main rifle, at a bare minimum, you're going to want 4 magazines. 3 on some sort of chest or plate carrier, and then 1 in the firearm. But you don't just have to purchase the Magpul magazines. I've purchased other magazines before. Here's just one of my older P mags, so that doesn't tell you much difference. There for a while, the Mission First tactical, they're fairly okay. They're definitely in a lot of ways extremely similar to the Magpul, but they just don't have the same reliability and testing. And for the most part, this one is just used training and for range stuff. It's not going in a kit. And then just the good old standard mil spec aluminum magazines. I don't even remember what I paid for these, but I picked up about a dozen of them when I first got into college, and of course now I wish I got a bunch more because I think they were $5 or $6 a piece, and I think the guy had a few hundred. The only thing with getting these is you really don't know how old they are. He claimed that these boxes were basically brand new ones, and these ones were ones that people had brought in. And he was selling them all for basically the same price. So this one is also regulated just for training, just because I never really knew how old it was. And I think they're going on 5 or 6 years old. I know some of them I've replaced springs in, and I know I've thrown a couple away that just have failed over the years, or accidentally got crushed, or different things like that. So I focused on water purification, gun stuff, and my physical fitness for the month of February. What I'm guessing I will spend the other $17 on is the jars behind me. I have about 20 of the pint size that I need to fill up. So I'm thinking at the end of the week, when we make our next Sam's trip, I'm going to get more oats, more rice, more beans, and see how many of the jars this size I can fill up. Since I'm kind of talking about that, half gallon, quart, pint, I like to rotate the size jars that I'm using. This is mass storage, biggest bang for your buck. They're going to be the cheapest. These ones a little bit more expensive. And my thought process on that is, this is a complete meal. I believe it's 7, it might be an 8-bean soup that I add water, add some salt and other seasoning, and this is a complete meal for one person. And I can save this for myself, Or instead of showcasing bigger and larger amounts of food, if there's ever any situation where you're bartering or trying to find a way to pay someone, I don't really see signs anymore these days of we'll work for food, but this is a very easy, simple way to do transactions. So I think that's what the rest of the 17 is going to go towards. I think I'm just going to get a bunch of oatmeal and see how many of those that I can fill up. But what this should also show you is, prepping is kind of like a marathon. You are just staying the course, nice and steady, and you will see, the fruits of your labor. Depending on what your budget is, some people might only be able to spend $20 a month. Some people can probably spend several hundreds, if not thousands a month. I hope this video, encourages you to put a little bit into prepping. What I would say, definitely make a list. You want to focus on food, water, shelter, first aid, security. I would say those are the top 5. And then subcategories are things like communication, comfort items, entertainment. There's a endless list of things to get. And I really think setting a budget, hopefully like you do with everything else, for one, it's going to show, hey, I am, developing out my prepping stuff. But what it also tells you is if you plan out a budget, then maybe you realize, well, we're spending this much on, going out to eat. If we cut out, say it's just you and, a spouse. If we cut out going to eat one of our times once a month, then I can get a new magazine and fill it up. If I realize, I'm getting coffee at, a Sefco every morning before I go to work, or if I start making coffee at home at the end of that month, I can put more towards prepping and pick up a Sawyer Mini. Or, I could give a countless amount of examples. But what this video also tells you is the last price that I looked up for getting a 25-pound dumbbell, depending on the brand, you're going to spend between $25 and $45. And then there's like specialty ones and ones that smaller gyms and individuals have made that can get more expensive. But I got this between $10 and $20 cheaper. So Facebook Marketplace is your friend, Craigslist is your friend, eBay is your friend. When you set out a budget, you can determine, well, do I want to buy a brand new magazine for $14, or do I want to go to a surplus store and spend $10? You're weighing your options there. You might be getting a good deal, and that way you can increase how you do your prepping. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you've got a friend or family member that benefit from these videos, share the channel with them. And with that, catch you in the next one.